5 years ago, the University of Arizona College of Medicine launched a new pathway to medical school called the Pre-Medical Admissions Pathway. The program is also known as PMAP. The purpose is to assist students who are interested in pursuing medicine and those who may have faced educational or economic challenges in their journey to medical school.
We graduated our first class earlier this spring, and so the students who came in not knowing what would be expected of them and how they are role models and how they are influencing underrepresented students to potentially think about becoming physicians is really important.
Rebecca Dendy is one of the students part of the PMAP program.
I had taken a couple years off of school and I hadn't really done anything academic for a while, and I think when I learned about this program and really got involved with it, I felt like it would be a good place for me to kind of get back into the swing of things, to have some support to really be able to be as successful as I could.
But could Arizona face new challenges? The Association of American Medical Colleges predicts by 2030, Arizona will face a shortage of 2,000 physicians. The College of Medicine believes that programs such as PMAP can help bring in medical students and combat this potential shortage.
We have data to suggest that if a student does their medical school training and their residency training in Arizona, over 75% of those students will practice in Arizona.
However, the lack of residencies across the state could impact where students go next.
You often settle where you go to residency, so I really want to stay here. I really want to help my communities. I really want to help the people that I grew up around and I grew up with. And I think if I was up against that and I couldn't find a residency here, it would be really difficult to even do that and move back.
Bryce Johnson says expanding the class sizes could further help combat this potential shortage.
So a bigger classroom could mean more physicians?
Yes. Currently, we're allowed to accept up to 10 to 12 students, so the more, the wider the range that we're able to accept in the overall med school will definitely impact how many students we can bring into the PMAP program.
We want to produce physician scientists, we want to produce physicians that are leaders all over the country, but we definitely want to produce physicians for Arizona, particularly given the shortage that we are going to be facing by 2030 here and around the country.
Dendy says no matter what, the best thing Arizona can do is try to make sure we have caring physicians that really want to help people. From the studio, Stephanie Weaver, News 4 Tucson.